Hi, my name's Graeme Purdy. I am the CEO of Ilika, which is a company that specializes in solid state batteries. We formed the company 16 years ago, back in 2004. It started life as a spin-out from the University of Southampton. And at that time, we actually specialized in the use of high throughput or sometimes combinatorial techniques to rapidly make and characterize systematically varying arrays of materials. And this was really to try and accelerate the rate at which new materials can be developed. But in the course of time, we increasingly focused on battery materials. And by 2010, just about every company that was coming to us wanted us to work with them on innovating battery materials. And in particular, there was a lot of interest from Toyota on developing materials that could be useful to make a solid state battery. So effectively, solid electrolytes. After we'd worked with them for a few years, we realized that this could be an important focus for the company. And we did what many technology companies do. We actually pivoted our strategy and we decided that we were going to drop all of our other lines of business relating to different materials and focus entirely on making solid state battery devices. The first family of devices that we innovated were miniature solid state batteries, which we refer to as our Stereax cells. These are at a relatively mature state right now, at a TRL, technology readiness level, of about 6, which means that we systematically and regularly make these cells on our pilot line here in Southampton. But the volume of production has been basically taken up by customer demand, and we have very little space on that pilot line for research and development. So we earlier this year took the step of raising a further round of finance to allow us to transfer that technology into a full manufacturing production facility. So that's an exciting time for the business. We are transitioning into being a fully fledged manufacturing organization. We've appointed a tech transfer director who joined us just last month. We have all of our long lead items on order, so all of the substantial manufacturing bits of equipment that we need. And we are in very detailed discussions with a number of alternative third-party facilities where we'll be placing these equipment items and starting production next year. On the other hand, we also have our Goliath large format solid-state batteries. They are at a lower technology readiness level, which means that they're still at demonstration stage. We have a development facility here in Romsey, and we are working closely together with the UK's Faraday Battery Challenge, which has provided significant funding to us in order to support the development of this technology. So why are people interested in solid-state batteries? Well, there's 4 key differentiators or USPs that people get excited about. The first is that they are much more compact than a normal lithium-ion cell, so they're about half the volume, rule of thumb. They also charge more rapidly, so we say that they charge about 6 times more rapidly than a normal lithium-ion cell. So if a normal battery takes an hour to charge, a solid-state equivalent would charge in about 10 minutes. They have a long cycle life, which means that you can charge them and discharge them more times than you can a normal lithium-ion cell. And also they're intrinsically safe, which is really important for the automotive industry. They won't catch fire. They are a ceramic device. In terms of where we are going over the next few years, the answer to that question really depends on which of our business lines you focus on. For Stereax, of course, we've got the implementation into a manufacturing facility. Production volumes will ramp. Our anticipation is that within 2 or 3 years, we will have fully utilized the capacity that we are investing in right now, and that will be an opportunity to build a further facility and probably in due course license the technology as it becomes ubiquitous and it can be transferred into a large low-cost manufacturing facility. With Goliath, we have a number of steps that we need to go through. The next step actually for Goliath is in the course of next year, we will be automating the facility that we have here in Romsey to increase the number of cells that we can produce. So like many low TRL technologies, the pouch cells that we're making at the minute are beautifully handcrafted by our army of scientists and engineers, and we are going to implement automation and very precise statistical process control in order to move from that manual process into a lower cost, higher productivity automated process. That will then maximize the production capability that we have here at our facility, and then we're going to transfer into the battery industrialization center, which is currently being finished, being built, being commissioned in Coventry, which, well, the Faraday Battery Challenge has supported. Phase 1 will be to manufacture, let's call them state-of-the-art traditional lithium-ion cells. And the next phase that the BIC is interested in is, of course, next-generation solid-state technology, leveraging the best technology that's out there in order to provide users their most their most enjoyable experience. Beyond that, we will be transferring into a manufacturing JV and increasing production volumes to a higher level. So in terms of where Ilika is going, actually, we've already transitioned from being a venture capital funded company to a publicly listed company. We floated on AIM back in 2010, so we've had a 10-year journey on AIM. I think the company has benefited from investment from the large institutions who are prepared to invest in technology stocks on AIM. As I said, we were fortunate in being supported with a secondary fundraise earlier this year by some of the largest institutions in London. And I expect that as the company grows, many of those institutions will come with us along the journey. But of course, one of the advantages of being on AIM is that if one of those shareholders decides they have a different strategic focus, then they can sell their stake and we can attract a new investor to take their place. The Bessemer Society is a really important part of our journey. It is a unique opportunity that allows me and others to network with like-minded individuals who are involved in British technology development and manufacturing. And we find that in the meetings, we can have a full and frank exchange of views about some of the challenges and pitfalls, as well as some of the opportunities that are out there for companies like us.